everyone, welcome to the show. My name is Amanda Ostrander. I am a teacher-turned-homeschool mom, and this is Raising A to Z, a place where we talk about all things homeschooling. And today, we're going to talk about next year's grade 3 curriculum choices. It is finally May, and that is always an exciting time here at Raising A to Z. May is traditionally the time of year when we start going over what curriculums and plans I have for next year. And you guys love those videos. So the month of May is going to be a full series on my plans for next year. So today we're going to start with grade 3 curriculum choices for Zoe. Next week, we're going to do the grade 5 curriculum choices for Alexi. The week after that, we're going to go over what unit study topics we've chosen and what novels we're going to pair with them. And the week after that, we are going to plan out our whole next year together. And you'll definitely want to stay tuned for that video because I've got some big plans for next year that are a little bit different. So we have a full month of curriculum planning video goodness, and let's get right into it. So today's video is going to be on the grade 3 curriculum choices I'm making for Zoe. She is turning 8 this month and would be starting grade 3 come September if she was in the public school system. And here is what we're going to be doing with Zoe. Let's start with language. Zoe has been focusing this year on a couple of things. And so if you know our history with Zoe, she had some hearing issues, she has some speech issues, and because of those, we've had a lot of struggle with reading because she doesn't hear the sounds or doesn't make the sounds the way that you would make them to read them. And so that has been a struggle for us with getting her to read. But I'm very excited to say that it has come a long way. Even in January, she was like still sounding words out like k, a, t, k, a, t, cat, cat. And that was every single word that she would meet in a book. So obviously it made reading very difficult for her and very slow. And I'm very excited to say that it has improved quite a bit. So she still does have to sound some words out. There's still some blends that she doesn't quite understand, but her speed at being able to sound words out has increased significantly. She is reading much more fluently. So now she can read, the cat and the elephant. The cat and the elephant are going to the store. And so we're getting a lot more fluency. She's enjoying it a lot more. And she's progressing a lot. So that is there to say, I do understand and recognize that Zoe is behind technically in the language department. But as homeschoolers, I value progress over everything else. So if we are progressing well and we are moving in the right direction, I'm happy. And if we are still enjoying and loving learning about it and participating in those types of activities, so sitting down to read a story, still loves it. Wants to tell me stories, still loves it. Wants to, has comments and conversations about stories, amazing. So if we're progressing and we're still loving learning about it, I am happy. And that is my goal. So some of these curriculum suggestions for language, you're going to say like some of it is lower than what she's ready for. Some of it is higher than what you were expecting. We're going to be kind of all over the map with her. But this is why we homeschool, is so that we can customize our plans for our kids and not force them into pathways that are too steep for them, right? Here's what we're doing for Zoe. So Zoe is going to be doing the grade 2 daily language skills. So this has been something that we've been doing with our kids, chalkboard publishing, daily language. It is a very nice, easy grammar introduction. So this is what we are going to be doing with her. Yes, it is grade 2. I actually bought this for her last year, hoping that we would kind of hit this point, and we didn't, and that's okay. So I actually didn't have to buy this year. It was sitting on my shelf waiting to be used. So we're going to be doing this with her. And We are also doing daily reading with her, like me and her sitting down to read books from the library, books from our shelves. We're doing daily reading with her. And then we're also doing the Brave Writer program with her. And that is our goal. Again, our goal for this year is to increase our reading and to just get more confident in our writing and reading. And that is what we're going to be doing. So while it doesn't look like a lot of writing, and it doesn't look like a lot of curriculum, we're going to be doing this. And then we have 6 novel studies with Brave Writer that we are also going to be doing. So I'm not going to tell you what the novels are right now. You'll have to wait for our unit studies and novel studies video, but we are doing 6 novel studies next year, and Zoe participates in the full thing. This year we would take a segment, the reading paragraphs, and shorten them. So she would get like a 1-sentence thing to work on. Next year she'll be getting probably a much bigger section. So probably like half of the passage. And we're just moving from there. And so far it is working well. We're very happy with it. And Zoe loves doing the Brave Writer stuff. She loves learning about it. She loves using the highlighters. She loves the books that Brave Writer suggests. So we are loving our learning, and we are happy to participate, and we're progressing. We've checked all the boxes, in my opinion, in my view of learning. So that's what we're doing for language. Moving on to math. Math is a different story for Zoe. Zoe, and I will say I find a lot of kids excel at math, especially at a primary level, because it's so concrete, and Zoe is no exception to that. She is flying through her math. So she is currently in grade 2, and she's already using the grade 3 book. She's already on grade 3 work. So we are using, again, Math Lessons for Living Education. Like I said, she's already in grade 3. What's she done? Where's she at? She's already done the first 10 weeks of this book. And we still have May and June. So like realistically, let's say we get through another 8 weeks. There's only 36 lessons in here. So she'd be halfway done grade 3 by the end of June. And we homeschool over the summer, year round. So like realistically, we'll be finishing this before the end of next year. So I did go ahead and purchase Math Lessons for Living Education level 4, so that it's on hand and I don't have to buy it, kind of panic buy it. So I do have Math Lessons level 4, grade 4, ready on standby, because I buy it when it's on sale, or not on sale, but when it's free shipping, because otherwise I hate paying shipping. And so this one I did get the full package. So it is the student workbook and then the Practice Makes Perfect practice guide, which I do love about the Math Lessons for Living Education. It's just like an extra practice book. So it has different kinds of activities, different games. We love this. So that is what she's doing for math. So math is down. We are rocking the math. We're good. Okay. For science, for this year, for simplicity's sake, and for just everything that's going on, we are going to be doing 4 science units from The Good and the Beautiful. And basically I wrote out the list. Did I write out the list? I wrote out the list, or I showed them the list, and we went through and they each gave me suggestions off of that list of what they liked. And then the ones that kind of matched, or kind of different variety of subjects that came up, I picked from that. So again, we'll be doing The Good and the Beautiful. We do enjoy The Good and the Beautiful. So we chose to go with The Good and the Beautiful because I find that I need to be able to have some creative juices going right now for other projects in my life. And with The Good and the Beautiful, I don't have to really think about anything. There's hands-on activities, there's videos, there's worksheets, there's readings, there's all the things that I would want in a science unit. So I don't really have to do much to a science unit except for maybe add a couple of read alouds. And that is what I like about The Good and the Beautiful. So we will be doing 4 units with them, and I'm very excited. We picked a couple of really good units, and the kids are very excited. Moving on to social studies. We are doing 3 social studies, history, geography based topics this year. One of them is going to be a unit that I haven't quite decided on yet of what curriculum I'm going to use, but I really want to do ancient Greece with them. I didn't realize until I was in teachers college how many things and how many references in literature exist are like references to ancient Greece and the stories of ancient Greece. And so I really wanted to do a good unit on kind of like the core stories of ancient Greece, the gods and the goddesses, they're like all of that kind of lore, because I think that would be really good foundationally, literature wise as well, to understand some of those things, because like I said, I was an adult before I started to understand the impact of all of that. So we're going to start with like just introducing the stories so that we have some reference to them and we like understand them. So we're going to be doing ancient Greece, and then we are going to do 2 units from True North history, obviously. So we have picked 2 units that they are excited to do from True North history. And that is going to be very exciting for us because we did History 1 with them this year and they loved it. I think getting kids to buy into their own history is important. And as Canadians, we need to buy into our own history and understand the importance of like where we come from, what our people have gone through, what struggles have faced different groups in our country and ourselves. And we don't do that very well in the public school system. It's very dry. It's very dull. And it's very just like, there's so much just stuff that's really not important when you can, it just bores a lot of kids. And so, I was very excited when we started pulling out the True North history, how excited they were about it and how invested they became. And when I said, hey guys, what do you want to do for history next year? Like, do you have any like social studies topics? And they were like, your history curriculum, Mom. Like that's what we want to do. We want to do some True North. We love this. We want to do the next one. So we are going to do a couple of units of those. I'll tell you specifically which ones in the unit study video. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Moving on to French, I'm very excited to say that since Zoe is starting to read, she is now ready to start Duolingo. So that is our plan for French. We have been speaking to her in French since she was born. Zoe repeatedly tells us how she disliked French until she was probably about 6 and would tell us to speak English, which... All right. She just doesn't like French. So we are going to do French because she is French Canadian. Like she's half French Canadian. She needs to, or a quarter French Canadian. She needs to know she needs to be able to speak with her grandparents and her cousins. And that is important. So we are going to be focusing on getting her onto Duolingo this year. And she's excited. She's excited about the opportunity that brings her. She's excited to have something to do on the iPad, which I think is kind of a big draw this year of like, Alexi does all these things on the iPad and I don't have anything schoolwork to do on the iPad. So she's excited to have something new to do. And also because she'd be in the kids league, she's excited to do like the competition, like the league rankings and rising in the ranks. And she's very excited about all of that. So it's finally clicked that learning a new language is cool and maybe doing Duolingo is cool. So we're ready. All the points are there, the reading, the excitement, we're good. And so we're going to start Duolingo come September. And then for art, this is new. I have not done a specific art program or curriculum with my kids. We've just kind of done like some exploration and coloring and painting and different projects here and there. But like, we haven't done a ton of like every week we're doing something. And a couple weeks ago, I did purchase something new and I put it on my iPad, which was why we bought the iPad. Okay, so we are doing Blossom and Roots. I purchased them on sale, so I got year 1 and year 2. But basically, it is 36 weeks of activities. So I did year 1, which technically they say is for like kindergarten grade 1, but it is very easy to adjust the assignments to fit an older child. So we've been doing this and just working on different art projects. So it's like a 1-page lesson The only thing that does suck is you do have to go find the art piece that they mentioned because of like copyright issues. So you have to like Google it. They did Kandinsky's shapes. And so we had to go find Kandinsky's squares with concentric circles, which was the piece that we looked at. It has questions to help guide you through like examining the piece, looking at it, learning about it. There's a little bit of like just something to talk about. And then there's an assignment that goes with it. So this week it has what you need. Construction paper, different pieces, crayons, oil pastels, markers, or pencil sharpeners, shapes to trace. And then it tells you like in part 3 here is actually like what the art assignment is for the week. And it's based off of the art assignment, the art piece that you've already looked at. So we were very excited to find that. And it's been nice to be able to introduce them to different techniques, different ideas, different approaches to art. So that has been really exciting. And we are basically going to do 1 lesson a week moving forward. And I'm very happy with that. Lastly, independent study. So I do independent study with my kids. They have things to work on that are outside of what I am teaching. So like, it's not what I'm teaching. So first thing Zoe is working on is piano. My husband does the piano lessons because he is a university level piano student, music teacher, and he teaches music. So like he does the piano lessons. So we are working on piano. That is going to be Zoe's independent, part of one of her independent studies. She is working on Girl Guide badges, which is a wonderful thing for me that someone else gets to grade those essentially. And she has to make up a project, learn about something. There's a whole process. And then at the end, she gets badges. And then the only thing I have to do is sew them onto her sash. And then the other thing that I do help her with is her speech. So she is still doing speech therapy. We are getting there. We are improving. She's definitely much better than she was even last summer. So, but she does need someone to assist her with that. So we call it independent because she's the only one doing it, but I do help her with that. So that's everything. That's everything that we're going to be working on and learning next year. That is all the curriculum we're doing, which I think might surprise people. It doesn't actually seem like that much, but it is actually a lot of learning. And so I'm very excited. Zoe is very excited. And we can hardly wait for next year to start, but we are going to enjoy the summer first. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you guys subscribe and click the bell to get notifications when we put out more videos because you're not going to want to miss this series. And then make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We always have cool stuff happening over there. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week when we talk about Alexi's grade 5 curriculum.